reconsider is laid on the table.
The only state that I can see that's a problem.
The last item for consideration, the next item rather for consideration is H.R. 3227, a bill relating to fish stocking in certain federally protected areas in the state of Washington, introduced by the gentleman from Washington, Mr. Hastings. I ask unanimous consent that the Subcommittee on National Parks, Forests, and Public Lands be discharged from further consideration of H.R. 3227 without objection, so ordered. I ask unanimous consent that the bill be considered read and open for amendment at any point without objection, so ordered. I now recognize the gentleman from Arizona, the Subcommittee Chair, Mr. Grijalva, to explain the legislation.
Mr. Chairman, thank you. H.R. 3227 authorizes the National Park Service to stock fish in lakes in North Cascades National Park, Rose Lake National Recreation Area, Lake Chelan National Recreation Area. These lakes do not naturally contain fish, but fish stocking has been conducted on these lakes periodically since the late 1800s. Virtually all of these lakes are also part of Stephen T. Mather Wilderness Area designated by Congress in 1988. National Park Service management policies do not allow fish stocking in lakes that do not naturally contain fish. The North Cascades National Park is currently working on the Mountain Lake Fisheries Management Plan and Environmental Impact Statement that evaluates fish stocking in the park. The draft EIS found that fish stocking can only take place in these lakes if the National Park Service was granted the authority by Congress to do so. At the appropriate time, I will be offering an amendment in the nature of a substitute to this legislation that incorporates suggestions from the draft EIS, and with that, I yield back, Mr. Chairman.
Gentleman yields back. The Chair recognizes the ranking member, gentleman from Utah, Mr. Bishop.
I ask unanimous consent to have a statement read into the record.
Without objection, so ordered. That it? Okay.
And I won't say it. I'll have it read into the record.
All right. Any other members wish to speak on the legislation? Gentleman from Washington, Mr. Inslee.
Thank you. I appreciate the amendment in the nature of the substitute is improve the bill. We appreciate the committee staff working on that. There may be a couple little things that we might want to suggest, sanding on the edges, and we hope as the bill moves forward we might make another suggestion of modest means to the chair and Mr. Hastings. But we'll be supportive of the bill today and look forward to moving forward. Thank you.
Further discussion? If not, the questions on the amendment are ready to start the amendment process. Are there any amendments?
Mr. Chairman.
Gentleman from Arizona, Mr. Grijalva, is recognized for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The amendment in the nature of a substitute incorporates suggestions from the draft Mountain Lakes Fishery Management Plan, EIS. First, the amendment gives the Secretary discretion in the management of fish stocking in order to be able to evaluate any impacts on park resources. It also requires the Secretary to continue a program of research and monitoring on fish stockings in the park. Second, the amendment authorizes the Secretary to allow stocking in up to 42 of the 91 lakes. This reflects the draft EIS preferred alternative that recommends to stop stocking and remove fish from the 49 lakes where significant impacts to the park are occurring, but allows stocking to continue in up to 42 lakes. And last, the amendment requires that any fish stocking be of fish that are both native to the area and functionally sterile to control the fish population. Mr. Chairman, I urge my colleagues to support the amendment in the nature of a substitute, and I yield back.
Gentleman yields back his time. Any further discussion of the substitute? Gentleman from Utah.
Merely to express my concerns, I recognize the sponsors are willing to accept this particular motion, but it does eviscerate this bill significantly. There are those that have philosophical, even theological opposition to any sort of active fish management. This amendment does that. But I guess it's a step forward, even though it's only a half, and it's a faltering step at best.
Any further discussion? If not, the questions on the amendment offered by the gentleman from Arizona, Mr. Grijalva. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. All those opposed signify by saying no. Opinion of the chair, the ayes have it. The ayes have it. Amendment is agreed to. Are there further amendments? If not, the question is on the amendment in the nature of a substitute offered by the gentleman from Arizona. All those in favor signify by saying aye. 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 Those opposed by saying no. The ayes appear to have it. The ayes have it, and the amendment in the nature of a substitute is agreed to. The question is now in favor of reporting the bill as amended to the House of Representatives. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed by saying no. The ayes appear to have it. Opinion chair, the ayes have it, and the bill is favorably reported to the House of Representatives as amended. Without objection, the motion to reconsider is laid on the table.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, sir.
do you suppose we could rename this bill the Faltering Half-Step Bill?
Is that a dance that's going to be done tomorrow on your 70th birthday?
How about the no fishing bill?
No,